life is not going to be the same if she starts earning more than I do. You know those conversations you have where you know that, okay, someone is hiding something from you, they're not going in depth with you? That was the conversation we were having, and to be honest, yeah, I thought to myself, if he's not going to be sharing stuff with me regarding himself anymore, then I wouldn't share anything regarding mine. So you're the one pushing for the relationship to work, and he's on the other side just crossed his legs and is just chilling out that, yeah, let's see how far she would go. Hello beautiful people, I hope you're all doing great. Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about relationships. Women in society are sort of like vulnerable and we're strong at the same time, but we need to be able to support each other, pull through together and help each other grow. When I think about all the experience that I've gone through, I'm really sort of like happy that I went through those stages, because I will not be here right now talking to you guys. It's made me a very different person. I see things from different perspectives and I'm able to like go through situations that are even more difficult, and I know that there's always going to be light at the end of the tunnel. I just want to like state that this video is not for spite at all. I'm just trying to use this medium to encourage any girl out there that might be experiencing what I experienced previously, and they know that there's always going to be a light at the tunnel, and it's not going to be a train light coming to hit you. It's going to be a light that makes you relieved and know that, yes, I've gone through what I've gone through and I've learned my lessons, and yeah, let's get on with life. So anyway, so it all started in 2012 when I decided to go to Paris to further my studies. I mean, Paris is a very beautiful city, and usually when people say that they fell in love in Paris, I was like, oh, it's that cliche again kind of thing. But I met this guy. This guy kept pursuing me and I eventually said yes. Everything went well. I was doing my master's, he was doing his undergraduate studies, and everything just felt fine. As in, I did not see any problem with the situation because we were both thriving. And of course, coming from the same background, from the same African background, things start to get a bit funky when it comes to the woman's position in a relationship. And coming from a Nigerian background, most Nigerian men, from what I see on TV and from what I've experienced as well, they do not like that their wives are on higher positions kind of thing, and they're like one step behind her. And I feel like I'm sort of like going too far ahead into this story. I need to come back a bit. So anyway, this guy showed up in my life in Paris and we started dating. Then soon after a year, things started going downhill. I had completed my master's. I had plans to complete my NYSC, and if you guys don't know what NYSC means, it just means National Youth Corps Service, and this is something that you've got to do once you've completed your studies in Nigeria, should you decide to go back to Nigeria to find a job, because without the NYSC certificate you can't get a job in Nigeria. You've got to have served for a year in any sort of like department, be it in a school, in government, in private sector or public sector, depending on what you studied. I had plans to do that. I completed it as well. I returned to England to continue working because I didn't want to stay in Nigeria. Every time I had free time, I would visit friends. I mean, due to the fact that we'd been away from each other for almost a year or so, and I would visit friends for a couple of days, go back to England. Of course, it's easy to travel within Europe, and I didn't see a problem in that, but of course, being in long distance relationships, it does get exhausting, tiring, and you're wondering, okay, how is this going to end up? I believe that throughout in the relationship, I was open. I was literally an open book, and the fact that it was just about completing his bachelor's degree did not bother me at all, because at the end of the day, yeah, you need a job in the end and everything is going to be fine. You don't need to pace yourself along with other people, if you get what I mean. You've got your own lane, I've got my own lane, and you don't have to compete with other people, if you get what I mean. And there was a point that he said to me that he wasn't enjoying his course anymore, and I thought, well, you've been doing this for the past how many years, and usually bachelor's degrees in France, I'm not too sure, probably last for about 4 years, 3 years, I'm not too sure, and he'd done a couple of years already, and I didn't see why he would sort of want to change or say that he wasn't enjoying his course anymore, seeing as that was the main purpose of him coming to France in the first place, to study that course, and changing that course for a foreign student could actually have financial repercussions. And I thought, you know what, yeah, I just think you should keep on pushing. There are times in life that things are not going to be beautiful. There are times in life that you would think that, okay, I was enjoying this thing before, but now I'm not enjoying it. But you've got to just keep pushing it, because such is life. You just don't start something and give up. It doesn't make sense, because in life you just got to keep on fighting for what you want. I don't think it's great for you to start something that is good, and because you're not enjoying it in the middle, you quit. There was that phase of him not enjoying it, and I tried as much as possible to encourage him, to just keep on supporting him in any way that I could. And at some point he came to me and said, well, to be honest, yeah, I think I want to quit the course. And I was actually really shocked and surprised, because it was, I think, 3-4 months away from completing the studies, as in I didn't know what to think at all, because I was like, well, you've only got 3-4 months and you're telling me you want to quit and do what afterwards? I couldn't understand the logic. And to be honest, yeah, this year 2014/2015 was just a year of like roller coaster with him. I wasn't too sure how to act around him, because there was like, I felt like I was walking on eggshells. There was always complaints about one thing or the other. Eventually we would sort out the problems and whatnot, but it was always like I never knew what to expect from him, seeing as 1 minute is on 0 and the next minute is on 100, then before I know it is back to 0 and 100, then 150, then 200, and I was like, oh god, this is like literally super exhausting. Like there were times he would ask for a break, then before I know it, we're back together again. It was like on and off, on and off, on and off. And in the year 2015, he eventually requested for one of his many breaks again, and I think this was sometime in May, I'm not even too sure. And that was the longest that we actually went on a break for. We still kept talking in between and checking on each other and stuff like that, but our conversations were not that intimate anymore. You know those conversations you have where you know that, okay, someone is hiding something from you, they're not going in depth with you? That was the conversation we were having. And to be honest, yeah, I thought to myself, if he's not going to be sharing stuff with me regarding himself anymore, then I wouldn't share anything regarding mine. But we were still like checking that we were both alive. There was a time that we had a conversation that was like the shortest conversation ever. What I took from the conversation in the end, whilst we were still in that break that he requested for in May, I think this was around about like November, December or something, where we had our last conversation. I recall very clearly. He said to me that he was in a relationship. I was like, what? I mean, we're on a break. We took a break and you're telling me you are in a relationship. I was just really shocked that he would do such. Anyway, I said to him that he should never, ever, ever, ever in his life contact me again. And that was the last I heard from him. So, this is really crazy, like really, really crazy. I mean, after that call, I found out that he was dating someone that was about maybe 6 years younger than we were. And of course, someone that is 19 or 20 barely knows what life is about. So of course, he's got more control over her, how she feels, how she expresses herself. Is able to mold her the way he wants to mold her, not in the way that he couldn't with me, seeing as I'd already completed my masters and I'd done so many things way ahead of him, which threatened him, thinking that okay, life is not going to be the same if she starts earning more than I do. I've got to do something about the situation, and the best thing for me to do is to let go of the relationship, not give a reason as to why I'm breaking up or going for a break. Let's just not tell her until 3-4 months down the line that yeah, he's actually in a relationship. I'm not even too sure if that made sense, but he was able to like find someone way younger than he was, just to be able to have control over her in a way that he couldn't with me. And funny enough, yeah, before we started our relationship and he kept pursuing and pursuing, I said to him that you're not the one for me. But he kept pursuing and pursuing, and because he knew what he wanted at that moment in time, I eventually said yes, and that was it. But the funny thing is, I remember clearly saying that he wasn't the one for me. And so yeah, he really wasn't the one for me. And when I think about it, I'm wondering how someone you trusted with all of your heart, you would do anything for them just to see them have a smile on their face, just for them to be happy. You would literally forget your own self because you want someone else to be happy, and they would do such a thing to you right back in your face. They would pay you back just like that. But yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, African men, or should I say some African men, I don't want to generalize, some African men, maybe to be more precise, some Nigerian men, they don't like it when women are stronger than they are when it comes to like their financial status, how they carry themselves. They usually want women that are sort of like lesser than they are. Well, when it comes to maybe age, your financial status, your intellect, they don't like it basically when a woman is way ahead of them, and they would do anything to possibly destroy that woman, all in the name of their ego. They would do anything to destroy that woman. And I just want to encourage women out there, girls out there, that please, when you guys are going through difficulties, it's the moment for you to like open your eyes and see if you're putting 110% in and he's just putting literally nothing. So you're the one pushing for the relationship to work, and he's on the other side just crossed his legs and is just chilling out that, yeah, let's see how far she would go. Just want you to know that you're worth it. You're worth more than that situation. You don't deserve that at all. You deserve more than what you're being offered. And if he's not bringing anything to the table, then please don't even go there, because all they want from you is to collect, and in the end you'll be empty. You wouldn't know yourself. It's about knowing yourself, how you stand, what you want in life. And of course, when you're young, you're not too sure what you want in life, and that goes with the experience as well. You've just got to know that, okay, this person is possibly making me super unhappy right now. Do I want to be unhappy? Do I want to continue being like this? You've got to think about your happiness. Is he making you happy? Is he making you jump through so many hurdles just to see how far you would go just for the relationship? Is he maltreating you emotionally, intellectually, physically? You don't want stuff like that. And yeah, I just want to like I've been saying at the beginning, since the beginning of this video, I just want to encourage every woman out there to stand up for herself, because you deserve better. I'm telling you that right now. I completed my master's degree. I completed my NYSC experience in Nigeria. I found a job. I was traveling, and I was in France again for another year studying French, and I found a job in Germany. Once you let go of negativity, life just pushes you through so many hurdles that you never thought you would sort of like get past. Comparing what I experienced in a nutshell to my life situation right now, I feel like I've literally fast forwarded my life. The plans that I had set for myself, for example, for 5 years, I was able to complete it in, let's say, 2 years and a half. And I don't think if I had continued trying to push for that relationship, I would have achieved everything that I have right now. And I'm just super really thankful for going through all those difficult times, the emotions I was feeling, the negativity and everything that was just pulling me down. I'm really glad I went through all of that, because it made me stronger. And in the end, I found someone else that loves me for who I am, for what I am. And even though I can be super annoying sometimes, I'm really glad that we complement each other. We don't hide stuff from each other at all. We're complete open books to each other, and it's just been super amazing being with him. And I'm just really glad that I was able to leave such toxic relationship And of course, once you leave something bad behind, a door is going to open, like more doors are going to be open for you once you leave negativity behind. And I'm just really glad that my situation is currently very, very different. My relationship situation is extremely different to what it was before, because if I continued pushing, I wouldn't know any better right now. Sorry, my phone is just ringing. My little sister is calling, but yeah. So if you want to send me emails or letters anonymously, please do so, and I will try as much as possible to help you go through whatever situation that you might be going through. And of course, not everyone's situation is the same, but you can pick bits and pieces from other people's experiences, apply it to yours, and move on with life. And if you do have any questions, comments, opinions, suggestions, please leave them in the comments box down below, and I will be happy to get back to you all. So yeah, until my next video, I'm wishing you all a wonderful day. Bye!